We all can lead, but can we lead ourselves? That is the pressing question. You need to lead yourself in order to lead others. You will also be agog at this quality speech, presenting the one and the only Kofler, Daniel Kofler.
I don't need the lectern.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I am agog at the opportunities that 2025 presents, and I think you all should be too. Now, we all can be leaders, but most importantly, can we lead ourselves? And that is a very fair question, because if we don't lead ourselves, how can we lead others? Now, this is from a project from Leadership Development. This is going to be my last speech in Leadership Development, and it is to put the lessons I've learned in that path to use. One of the things I've learned was self-awareness. What does self-awareness mean? Being mindful of your surroundings, and also be mindful of yourself. Think about what you're going to say, think about what you're doing, and think clearly before you do things. For example, let's say on a hot stove, I decide to put my hand on the hot stove. What's the first thing that will happen? Your hand will quickly remove itself from the stove, and that is self-awareness. If you don't have self-awareness, your hand will burn, and that will not be good. You'll be in a hospital, crying as to why I was not a self-awareness person. I also learned communication skills. That means being able to talk to people. That is a super duper important trait in leadership. Imagine if I go up to people and go, what do I need? No, people are not going to respect you. It's important to be eloquent. It's important to enunciate. And it is important to uphold myself to the high caliber that's expected of me. Very important. And also adapt to a changing environment. For example, adapt to changing technologies, right, Jim? And adapting to different people, different backgrounds, and different leadership styles. Not everybody is the same. You have to adapt to the needs of different people. Also, practice, practice, practice. Feedback is very important, either to give feedback or to receive feedback, and also continuous learning. There are no graduates in Toastmasters. There was no diplomas or degrees or that blue gown that people wear. In fact, people can be in Toastmasters and stay there for the rest of their lives. In fact, I would sometimes joke that I would like to bury myself in the Toastmasters flag. I'm so dedicated to Toastmasters. Now, I have 7 goals in mind for me to improve myself. This is something that I have to dedicate myself to, and if I do all those 7 goals at least, I will come out to be a much better person. I was talking to Jim just before the meeting a little bit, and this is the change I'm talking about. Being a better person. I'm 47 years old. I'm going to be 48 years old this year. It is never too late to change. The first thing I got to do is groom myself better. I got to dress myself better. I got to make sure my hair is not standing on end, making sure I grow my nails, because I am a serial nail biter. It is awful. I had people come up to me asking me, why do I bite my nails? And then, how do I react? I go like this. And I say, you need glasses. What are you talking about? And then in my mind, I'd be like, you're embarrassing me. But I'm trying to grow out my nails, trying to have better posture. That's very important. If I keep doing the things I am doing, guess what happens when I get old? I'll be like this. And I don't want to do that. I just want to be straight and confident. I would like someone to come up to me one day and go, "Hey, baby cakes, you are looking fine tonight." I like it when maybe Jim or David come up to me and say, "You are handsome. You are a stud muffin." I would like to look into the mirror and say, "What's cooking good looking?" And that would make me feel good. And this will take me to goal number 2, which is confidence. I need to have confidence. Like I said, I'm 47 years old. I'm old enough to know that there are people out there that are looking out for me. When I speak, I can't look at the floor. That is the most common thing that they tell me in evaluations, that I keep looking at the floor. It's like in my mind, that's a decent looking tile. You're wearing decent shoes. Something like that, right? I have to be confident and feel like I have wind behind my back. If I'm confident, then people will have confidence in me. When I was at work today, I was beating myself up as always. I had one bad customer, and I was about to go off. I even called myself a loser. Now, is that confidence? You all agree it's not confidence, right?
No, not confident.
Definitely not confidence. I have to go in there the next day and believe in myself and just make mistakes. Nobody's going to throw tomatoes at me. Oh, nobody write this down. But I know that nobody's going to throw tomatoes at me. And let's say somebody did. I'll just clean myself up. And that will get to my next goal, which is organizing. Once I'm confident in myself, I can organize myself better. Sometimes my room is messy. I need to clean it up. I need to organize because my life is a little cluttered. In fact, my technology is cluttered. I have iPhones, iPads, MacBooks, PCs all over the place. And I have icons all over the place. That leads me to getting lost. And that if somebody asks me a question, I don't even know what app to go into. Now, again, does that express confidence? No. I have to do some organizing and just making sure that I know where everything is. And that will get me to my next goal of no procrastinating. If I have to do something, I should do it now. The only time maybe I should leave the office if I'm sick and I'm not really able to do it. But just do things as soon as possible, like, for example, paying bills, cleaning up after myself, taking care of my grandmother, making sure her needs are met, because I don't want to take my grandmother for granted. She's a very loving woman, and she needs all the attention that she can get. Also at work, we used to have a thing called System Start where I can start 10 minutes late. I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to get in at 8 o'clock and start taking calls. And stop putting myself on breaks all the time. If I have any difficulties, I'll deal with it on a call. I'll ask my supervisor or my team lead during the call as to what I need to do. But I have to improve my work ethic as well. And that is a result of procrastination, and that's something I really have to stop doing. Also, when you're a leader, people are going to ask questions. Am I going to just put it off? No, at worst, maybe I'll tell them I'll get back in 24 hours or less if I have to look it up. But I should be able to answer questions and do things as soon as possible, because that is not leadership, procrastinating and waiting and waiting and waiting. It doesn't matter if it's a simple task, a medium task, or a hard task. Just do it. Just pretend that you are agog in the opportunities that, whether it's work or leadership, presents. And that leads me to work ethic. I just explained to you that I'm not going to use System Start anymore before work. And I'm going to take on calls with a smile. Some of the calls I'm going to get are terrible. And that's when I beat myself up. I just have to learn to do the best I can. Because if I make a mistake, maybe the worst I'll get is a coaching. The last thing you want to do is cuss. Seriously. It is tempting to cuss on the phones. And guess what happens? I'll get a tap on the shoulder, and the manager would say, "That's it, you're done, you gotta go, get out of here, turn in your badge, and get out of here. I don't want to see you again." That's what will happen. And I also have to work out. I am so weak. This is my arms. That's it. That's all I have. I could barely lift things. I could literally maybe lift 20 pounds at the most. And that reduces confidence, because a weak body produces a weak mind. I need to start going to the gym. I really have to do push-ups, pull-ups, whatever I need to do, just to get out there and to make myself better. This should be a make Daniel Kofler great again moment. That's what I'm going to use this year as. It's not a New Year's resolution, but just goals that I need to do. And then goal number 7, just enjoy your results. Once I do all of that, just take the time out and just enjoy the successes. And I think that other people will enjoy the success as well. I know that people like Jim and Eric practice their speeches over and over again, and they win a lot. And I am proud of both you, Jim, as well as you, Eric. And with that in mind, I'm going to get to work, because I have a lot of work to do. Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster.